at the request of Latent Talent, tell me how we'll live off of the fat of the land. Tell me how we'll live off the fat of the land. Must have been 10 years ago now that the world went to hell. First, solar flares knocked out all of the power grids across the world. There was no real means of communication anymore. We hadn't been used to using letters in decades. Next it was water. Fresh water was becoming more and more scarce. Drought across the country, across the world. But just enough to support what population was able to survive the winter. It was dark days for a very long time as the world tried to readjust without technology and the comforts we were so used to. Most homes were uninhabitable without power. We had become so dependent on power that homes couldn't stay heated. There was no way to actually build a fire safely with them without the whole thing burning up. Those were the people that went first. So, without a means to communicate far distances, we went into smaller communities. And then the plague set in. Somehow, and we're still not sure how, it seems that it spread rapidly across the continent, even though very few people were even traveling. Possibly rodents, but even then I wouldn't think rodents travel that quickly. Not without human intervention. So, with plague spreading, those communities that were once formed broke apart, and really it was just each family for their own. Some intermingling to make sure, well, we need to repopulate the earth, so genetic diversity is still very important. But that's where we are today. I had to learn, as a child, how to milk a cow, butcher pigs, plant seeds, harvest the crops. My grandfather thankfully kept an old biplane around to dust the fields. We get extra crops from the people around us to as payment for crop dusting. Our family is of I think our latest family member made it 85 people. Yes, I'm not sure what it'll be like when you see this, but we no longer abide from the old standards of family. It is not just blood relations, it's whoever you're willing to take in and whoever's willing to work with you. And you take care of your fields, the whole family helps out, and in return the whole family eats. So it's a way to live. It's very isolated. Very, very isolated. when I see the same family members over and over again, it's strange. I still remember when I was very, very young, all the people in the city, and just constantly, no day would go by where you wouldn't see a face you didn't recognize. But now you might see a member of another family traveling, trying to make deals, trying to find resources that they don't have for their own family. But that's very rare. We have a couple like that. They go out and let people know about our crop duster and see what they have to offer. It's hard times. Very hard times. But this will be what the new generation grows up with, so I guess they'll have nothing to complain about. They don't know what they're missing. They might see the ruins of the great cities, and they'll just look like useless, large buildings, not anything anyone would want to live in, certainly. All that metal, all that cold, dead-looking structure. Luckily, I was able to find this old camera, so hopefully it's still able to record properly. And years down the road, maybe someone will pick this up and be able to see what things were like right now when the world has been decimated.